Hey everybody, this is Daryl with AFTERBUZZ TV. I was recently looking to buy a car and thought to myself, there has to be a better way. It's such a stressful process. That's when my friend told me about a new way to buy a car. It's called TrueCar.com. At TrueCar.com, you can actually see what others pay for the car you're looking for in your area, so you know when you're getting a great price. Because at TrueCar.com, you get a savings certificate, and you just take that savings certificate to a TrueCar.com certified dealer, so you don't need to worry about the hassle and anxiety of the old way to buy a car. And TrueCar.com users save an average of $3,000 off the MSRP. So seriously, if you're ready to buy a car, why wouldn't you go to TrueCar.com? Negotiation-free guaranteed savings, a hassle-free experience, and a TrueCar certified dealer that is committed to a new and better way to buy a car. Come on, save time, save money, and never overpay. Visit TrueCar.com today.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Vampire Diaries After Show.
I was waiting for the chorus, but oh, here it comes. Guys, welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We're doing Vampire Diaries, the after show, season 6, episode 15, Gone Girl, and we, for some reason, thought this song was very, very appropriate for this evening.
Heads will roll.
Heads will roll. Our heads are rolling. We have no idea what happened at the end of this episode. Like, it was mind-blowing.
Oh, we're going to hell, baby.
Everybody's going to hell, but we'll talk about it later. My name is Paige Sullivan. Jesse Janity couldn't be here tonight, but you guys tweet at him. I'm sure he'll love that. I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Hello, guys. I'm Meagan Medick here for Vampire Diaries, obviously.
And I'm Roxy Striar, and I'm so excited to be here. Woo-hoo!
Woo! Okay. Oh, so good.
Don't you just have a dance party instead?
Yeah, actually.
Kidding, I have to talk about this episode, so like we can do that later.
This episode, initial impressions. What are your initial impressions of the episode?
Just like you were talking about that ending moment, it's like, what the what? I mean,
what?
It was so much like, I was happy, I was sad, I saw emotion from emotionless people. Mm-hmm. It was captivating.
Yeah, it was.
I loved it.
I loved it. I agree. There were so many ups and downs to this episode, but I'm just going to point out from the get-go, for some reason, when we got Elena back, I didn't even, react. Like, it wasn't even a thing
Well, because
for me.
we know she's not back in full force.
But even so, it's like, normally I'd be like, yes, we conquered Catherine. And to me, it was more like, oh.
But I'm sure there are some fans out there, you guys were commenting on YouTube. Somebody even said, I will stab Catherine myself at this point.
It's funny. There's so many people who are Team Catherine or not on Team Catherine. And I've played in the middle. I've liked her. I've hated her. I thought her storyline needed to end, but
time to pick a team, bitch.
Yeah. Well, I thought she had to go, but some people really, really thought she had to go.
Well, that is true. If she had to go, she went in true Catherine style with one more twist.
There is no way that's the last time we see her. We don't even
think
know.
So?
No way. I mean, in the assumption that she literally went to hell?
But she got sucked up in the freaking air. I mean, I don't know where she went, but she got torn from this world.
I don't know. Yeah. Bonnie's like, I can't help you. Somebody was messing. Yeah. I don't know.
They didn't even want her on the other side.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Nope.
They let Silas on the other side, didn't they?
At least he was in love with Amara.
Yeah, she
Amara.
Amara.
I think that we have more to see. Although, honestly, that's the second time we've heard Catherine Pierce give all of her goodbyes.
How many more times?
How many more times can I do that?
But this was like her, Catherine giving goodbyes.
Yeah, it was on her terms this time.
Yeah, and she was like, Bon, see you on the other side. Like,
Yeah.
she was so cute
No
about
need for
it.
goodbyes.
It wasn't cute. It was.
Well, we'll start from the top.
Yeah.
We knew Catherine was going to be discovered this episode just from the previews and how last episode ended.
Help, Kay.
Help, Kay. Oh, it's Catherine.
Yeah.
What?
Duh.
But this whole episode, there was a lot of flashbacks, which I feel like they've been doing a lot lately. This whole season, we've been getting a lot of flashbacks.
Well, I think you feel that also in combination with watching the originals, which is
Probably.
another show that we cover, of course. And that's why when we got the flashback here, I'm like, it's not 1919?
Not anymore.
No, we're in
And
1520.
Nadia looks way hotter in
her cloak.
1520 Northern Europe.
Yeah, and she's not wearing any makeup because
Yeah.
she's naturally beautiful. And I'm like, ooh, girl.
Yeah, she looked gorgeous. And she's literally in this like cloak.
And the juxtaposition of that with like literally her dying and the sweat dripping
You
all over her
hated
body. Oh, she looked nasty.
Roxy was like, I can't look at her. Can't look at her.
It was like literally a pool on her chest. It was like somebody just dabbed that.
Yeah, anyone have a towel? Seriously,
I know.
anyone.
Just pat her down. Pat
You
her
think
down.
after how vain Catherine Pierce is, maybe she would like help her daughter out. Like, ooh, honey, you have a little smudge.
Yeah, I feel like she'd be like, you want to look prettier when you die.
Yeah, exactly.
This isn't the way you
This
do
isn't,
it.
no, I taught you better, remember? Oh. But so 1520 Northern Europe, Nadia's looking for Catherine, and all of the flashbacks she has throughout this episode are basically looking for Catherine.
Yeah, that was kind of my only problem with the episode tonight, was that they didn't really tell us much storyline. We already knew that Nadia was looking for Catherine. It just made us get our emotions where they finally got to at the end.
I think that was the point. I think it was to pull at our heartstrings,
Right,
and it wasn't
yeah.
really like to take us
Well,
anywhere.
it definitely made me feel bad for Nadia because it just proves that she literally did not have a life. Her life was looking for Catherine.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that Catherine ultimately felt bad and cried at the end when Nadia was dying because she said, I'm so sorry that your life was looking for a mother and that mother happened to be me. Like, how crappy is that?
Well, yes and no. She died with the one thing she spent her whole life looking for. You know?
Yeah, but she died with that. But you know, in her deepest heart, she knows that Catherine never loved her the way she loved Catherine. I mean, she's dedicated her life to finding Catherine. And Catherine, when she finally found her, could care less. Mm-hmm. And now that she's dying, she cares. But what matters? The fact that you were there during her life or the fact you were there when she died? Like,
I think they both would matter.
But what matters more? Like, what would matter? The people who stood by you while you were alive and your decisions and your entire life, or you're on your deathbed and they come to say goodbye. I
think that they come to say goodbye at the risk of giving up themselves and dying themselves. That's a huge deal.
But honestly, you think she would have, how long do you think she would have survived running from them?
A long time.
Well, yeah, she ran for a long time.
A long time. And especially
She's fast. She's
running
so
from them
fast.
as with Elena inside her, they would have hunted her way more seriously. I mean, she would have had to go hide in a log somewhere, like under a bridge.
Tyler would have sniffed her out.
But that's why, and I'm thinking if something like that happened, if they had her run, I think people like Klaus and Tyler and all of them, they'd all be hunting her. It wouldn't just be like Klaus chasing her down. It'd be the whole community chasing her down.
Yeah, they would more serious. As I'm saying, they more seriously would be hunting her. But she's a tricky little one.
But she's also Elena, which is, she's technically Elena, and they found her using a locator spell already. So it's not like they couldn't do it again. They could just constantly keep locating her.
They could, but I'm just saying the old Catherine Pierce would have run.
The old one.
100%. I'm not saying that being there on somebody's deathbed is as important as being there their entire life, but I think for Catherine and for Nadia, it was huge, like monumental.
Yeah.
But Catherine was ready to go, and she said that. She said, Stefan will never be with me. Mm-hmm. I have no one by my side, and the only person that ever truly loved me was Nadia, and she's dead. And she could have gone to Klaus, but she chose not to. So Catherine was ready to go, was on her terms. So
yeah,
that's that.
No, I think it's good she chose
not.
to do it, but or she's floating up in the air until she decides to come back.
Yeah, I always thought that hell was downwards, but I guess you don't know.
I think that's
She
what they
went,
told
like,
us. Yeah.
horizontal.
She was sucked the F back.
It was like when you do a slip and slide, but in reverse.
Yeah, in reverse.
Wicka.
Reverse. Yeah, no, but so
I can't do the rewind time.
I can't either. No. Oh, she's pretty good at it.
That's right.
No, I can't do that. But we have Dr. Maxfield too. He's still around, not for long, but he was around and he's studying blood. And Catherine eventually goes to him and asks for his help. Mm-hmm. And did either of you think he was genuinely going to help her?
Yeah, I did actually. I definitely wasn't thinking that he was trying to trick her, which is what he was doing. But I didn't know why he was helping her so much.
Well, I thought that he was actually going to help her because he's helped her before.
Right.
Like when she was still Catherine and was dying of old age, you know, he did kind of help her. I mean, he told her she was dying. There was nothing he could do, but he genuinely looked into it.
He took a peek, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought he was going to help her because I didn't really see what he would get out of it because it was venom from a hybrid, but I didn't really know what he was going to do with that. Like, I didn't realize.
Also, maybe he could have done both. He could have used it and also helped her.
It may have been his intentions, but we will never know. Well, we could listen to the tape, but we don't know right now.
Right. We could listen to the tape. Yeah, let's just get our hands on that.
Can somebody shoot us that
Dr.
tape?
Wes Maxfield's office.
Play back. But so we have Stefan and Damon. They're talking about basically how Catherine is Catherine. And Stefan says, you know, you went on this killing spree. You did all these things. Now you're a ripper who kills vampires, all because of Catherine.
Yeah.
Like, how
wear
does that make
that.
you feel?
Literally
Ouch.
wear that. Yeah.
And he's like, and the person who broke up with you wasn't Elena.
It's just, you've got to be Damon there being like, wah, wah. Like, what the hell do I do now?
I just What's new? Catherine is making me go on a ridiculous rampage.
I wish they were playing, like, isn't it ironic? Like, like, I just wish Alanis came on so we could just bask in that moment because that was sad.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think that it will reverse him so fast. We already are seeing him start to come back to the Damon that he was with Elena. But I am still curious about Enzo's whereabouts.
Yeah, where are you, Enzo?
He went away with Maxfield.
But now he's...
Well, Maxfield's
free
gone.
Because Damon said that he called him.
Oh, he did? He said he called Enzo?
Yeah, because Wes was like, how'd you find me? And he's like, oh, I called my friend Enzo. He said that you took him on a little field trip.
But where's Enzo?
And that's the question.
We're definitely seeing him again. We're not going to just dipset.
Last week when you guys were talking about how the fact that the Vampire Diaries likes to build up characters and then rip them away, kind of, so they don't have to take away main characters, I think we got that for this season right now. I don't really see anyone else that we become attached to dying off. Like, I don't see Enzo going.
It was
anywhere.
Enzo or Nadia.
And now it's Nadia and Catherine.
I don't know, guys. We still have a few episodes left. I think it's unfortunately it could be both.
You think so? You think Enzo will go? Maybe.
Well, if you're talking about characters we're attached to, if Catherine Pierce is gone, that's the biggest one.
Yeah, she is huge. Yeah.
It's different obviously because we still get Elena, so it's the same actress, but I do think it's very possible that we see Enzo go as well.
I'm really sad. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, I'm sad to see Nadia go. I think she was an interesting character. Like, she had an interesting dynamic. And the whole storyline there with Matt, I would have just liked to see her stick around.
That's more what I'm sad about. I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired for Matt. You know, like, it's my blue
Yeah, we
eyes.
said, during the episode, we were saying, like, how Matt is so hot. And we love, like,
The bad
Tyler
boys.
and Damon and Stefan, but we're just like looking at Matt. We're like,
He's such a
this
good
is the
dude.
guy that we should like. Like, this is the nice human guy that like we should all be attracted to and like.
Right,
So
like-
you know what, Matt? We love you. We're
you.
into you.
Maddie Blue Eyes.
Maddie Blue Eyes.
Maddie blue eyes.
Yeah.
Maddie Blue
We're gonna
Eyes.
choose the good guy this time.
Right, exactly. I wish we'd always thought about that. But so we have all of them, and everybody now is talking about, like, oh, she tricked me too. Like, I really thought she was Elena. And they come up with a scheme to get her kind of off her guard. And they think throwing a surprise party for Bonnie's birthday the next week, I guess, is going to get her there. And it doesn't. So feeble attempts, though. I feel like Caroline could have put up more of a stink. She normally would with Elena.
It's just so weird that all of a sudden they all know at the drop of a hat when something's happening. Like, Catherine's like, oh, they know. And they're all like, we know. And
she
oh,
knows
she knows
we know.
But when a couple weeks went by and you don't know crap. Like,
I just think the second the hint was dropped, they were like, no, it couldn't be. And then they're like, wait, Elena has been acting funny, like this, and this, and just all of a sudden everything.
yeah, but then
added
how did
up.
Catherine
Because the fact that I think they were all calling her.
but she always said they all called her all so needy. They always were doing that.
She was paranoid.
Yeah,
I'm
paranoid.
paranoid. I'm tripping.
Oh,
No.
is that what
No.
she's singing?
Sure,
I don't
yeah.
know that.
I'm
You know that
paranoid.
song.
I don't know it.
I don't know either.
But,
What? You guys, listen to some rap.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
In the
Anyways.
car on the way home,
Yeah.
I will. I promise.
Google
Send
paranoid.
that over.
Okay, I will. No, I really will, because I want to know what this song is now. But Catherine, I think the reason she got onto it is because she's already in a vulnerable position and she knows things aren't going her way. And if Nadia's gone, things are probably going to unravel for her because she's not going to be able to have anybody compel Matt anymore, and it's just going to be this whole thing.
Right.
So I think she's already nervous, and by calling Damon, that was really how she figured it out, because Damon would never allow her to come near him in his state.
Right.
So I get it, but
Damon
it just seemed
did
too
sound
quick.
so weird on the phone.
Yeah, he
he
was
did.
so bad.
Yeah, he's like, okay,
yeah,
come over.
of
Let's
course,
talk about
sure.
that.
See you soon.
And especially whereas 2 days before, he'd be like, get away from me, Elena.
Yeah.
Don't come near me. And he
Yeah.
was like so Ripper and humanity off. And then he's like so cordial. And he's like, yeah, why don't
Yeah,
you
he
just
blew it.
come to the house?
Bizarre.
Very strange.
And some things take them so quick to figure out, but some things take them so long, like this. And he's looking at Stephanie. He's like, that was kind of weird. And they're like, let me scratch. Oh.
She knows.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Bizarre.
But so in this process, though, they're trying to do all of this, and Stefan is testing out kind of Damon and how much blood he can have. So he's giving him 4 ounces of blood 3 times a day, hoping that can, I don't know, satisfy his hunger until he gets it under control. But towards the end of the episode, I have to say, he was acting like nothing was wrong. Like, no worries about being around any of these people.
Yeah. Well, because he
sucked
said that
Tyler's.
Tyler.
Held him over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he got
also,
him good.
you know when, like, the adrenaline's flowing because something so big is happening that even if you're sick or tired or whatever, it just kind of gets pushed to the wayside? Like, that's what's happening when Catherine Pierce is dying.
Yeah. It's just so strange that Catherine Pierce is like, she causes so many things. Like, everything unravels because of what she does.
Is
That's why she-
literally
no
the
way she's
definition
gone.
of the root of all evil.
Yes,
I
she
just
is.
don't think so.
I like her, but she just destroys lives.
The reason
see what
that
she did
all of those
tonight?
people are supernatural, the reason that every single one of those people is supernatural is because of Catherine.
Which you could look at in a good way or a bad way.
Good, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
the way she explained it, she did them all a favor.
Right, I'm
Yeah,
not saying that
totally.
Catherine Pierce isn't evil, because I do agree, but like I do think that in her evilness there is somewhere good. It's weird
I think
to
that's
say.
in everyone, though. I don't think a 5-year-old is running around wanting to kill people. I think Catherine grew into who she
Yeah,
is. She wasn't
totally.
always that person.
Of course, she got her baby stripped from her when she was like 16, 15.
Okay, so do plenty of people. They don't just start ruining lives.
I'm not standing up for her saying that what she's doing is right. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that what she's
I
doing.
love Catherine. I love bad Catherine. I think that she's a badass, and I'm down.
I just think she's so
paranoid,
hot.
I'm tripping.
No, she knows the lines now.
I gotta memorize.
Got her down. But so the next flashback we get in France, 17, I think it was 92, and she's looking for Catherine again in her hallucination, and she and her mom are in that church. And it's so weird calling Catherine her mom, but so Nadia and Catherine are in the church, and she's saying, just leave me, like, go, you need to run, just leave me here, I'll be fine, I'll just die on my own.
I was pretty sure she would leave.
But then there was that whole line of, I didn't raise you to be a quitter, and we were like, you didn't raise her.
Yeah, I
You
just
raised her to be nothing. Like,
To be
you-
nothing.
If I was Nadia, I would have said that out loud. Like, huh?
Wait, what? You didn't what?
You didn't raise me to be a quitter. You're right. Because I was chasing after you my whole life. I was not raised to be a quitter. I guess by looking for you.
My bad. Oh, gosh. But so we have that. And then Damon is, suggesting that we find, Catherine. And by
Yes.
doing so, we get Liv again, which, girl, I liked her. And now I don't like her.
Okay. Well, I'm impartial. I think that she's saucy and kind of has this new attitude about her. I think that she was really scared before because she didn't know what she was. And now that she knows that she's a witch, she kind of feels a little empowered and a little more confident. So she's like, I saved your life, Jeremy. Oh, by the way, I think you're hot and I don't even care you're dating Bonnie because you need me.
Yeah.
I think she's good news, bad news.
Yeah.
I mean, why is she hitting on Jeremy in front of Bonnie?
So blatant. It's so rude.
I don't understand it, and it's because it's like, you guys need me, so I'm gonna hit on your boyfriend because you need me. So what are you gonna do about it?
Like,
Find another witch, bitch. Like,
I don't think she's ever really had any friends.
well, she
So
seems
she just doesn't
nut.
know how to act.
But she actually
She's a hottie.
She is very pretty, but she seems so cocky to me. Like, she had it all under control, and when she's doing all the spells, she's doing it a different way than Bonnie taught her. And she's like,
Yeah.
I'm doing it my way.
And
Like,
she
I'm doing it
wasn't-
how I'm
When
doing.
we first met her, she was like a little
Meek.
yeah, and now she's I'm coming out.
Well, I think she
I want
realized
the
what
world
she could
to
do.
know
Thank you.
I'm a witch. It shows.
Oh.
That was really good.
I That was good.
Thanks, Roxy.
That was beautiful. There's so much singing going on tonight.
I know. Jesse's gonna watch this back and be like, "Girl,
Can't leave them alone.
Yeah.
girls."
Help us, Jesse, come back.
Seriously. But so she does this spell. They find them at the church, but she's already gone. But in the meantime, that's when Damon kind of attacked Tyler by getting this rise out of him. But he brought up a good point. Do you think Tyler is holding on to the idea of Caroline?
Yeah,
You do?
definitely. I mean, what the hell is Tyler doing here?
Where else does he have to go?
How's New Orleans this time of year?
That's true. Well, he can't go back to New Orleans because Klaus
We'll kill him.
will actually rip his heart out this time.
Yeah, but then he should do something here. He should either
Yeah.
take classes, do community service, like
You sound like a mom. Like, why?
Yeah,
just
but
get a
he's
job,
also
honey.
like
save
he's
some
like
wolves.
he's like the rich kid of Beverly Hills.
He doesn't need to do
Falls.
anything.
Like, yeah, he has a huge mansion. He's got his parents' money.
Yeah, but if he hates her so much, if looking at her disgusts him so much, then don't look at her anymore.
Maybe it doesn't.
It doesn't. That's what I'm saying. The question was, do we think part of him is here for Caroline? And the answer has to be, hell yeah.
Yeah.
The worst part about that all, though, ooh, I know I'm going to take so much heat for this.
Okay, I'm waiting for it.
Yes, he.
You know, I'm a huge Caroline fan. Till I die, I love them so much. But honestly, tonight's episode, when Caroline is sitting there talking to Tyler, I was like, shut her up and kiss her.
Yeah,
Like,
you were.
kiss
She
her,
kept saying
kiss
that.
her.
That's true.
And I don't know what it was. Just tonight, I was like, I know that Klaus and Caroline can't be together right now, and I don't like seeing Caroline solo, and Tyler is so freaking cute. I'm just like, maybe in the meantime, I know they're not end game, like they could dick around a little bit.
And dick around.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think, but everybody has that one love that they're looking for, but there are stops along the way that a lot of people take to finding that one person that works for them. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. So just because she can't be with Klaus doesn't mean she can't have some fun.
One love.
Yeah, I don't mind
cut you
them
off there.
together. Like I like Tyler and Caroline together. I think that they both helped each other through hard times in their life, and I can see where there will always be that forever attraction. And I think that Tyler's options really are forgive and forget or have nobody.
For such a rational person, I just don't understand how you want Elena and Stefan to be together.
Oh my God. Jesse, where are you? I am such a rational person, and
I know
they
you really
belong
are.
together. And I just know that I'm right. I can feel it in my bones. I feel like I root for the original couple. Like in
Yeah.
every show, like the people who find each other first and fall in love first. Like I'm rooting for them. And plus, I think that Stefan's the hottest person in all the world.
I just think I think Stefan is extremely attractive as well.
So are you? Oh, keep going.
No, I'm not jumping ship. I'm still Damon and Elena.
Jump ship.
No, I'm still Delana, but I just
We have Candy.
I'm just wondering if she's
and
rooting
muscles.
for Damon and Caroline then, if you are into the original couples. Like,
Well, that was never a real couple. Damon. That was when Damon was like hot and bad. Like he was compelling Caroline and like using her.
has he
and he was being
ever
so bad.
not been hot and bad? I mean, like he's
Yeah, when he was like
always hot
a little bitch when he was with Elena.
and bad. Ooh, what?
fighting words.
What?
Fighting words.
I can't.
Be you, Damon. Be you. Be bad.
He.
You do you, baby.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
That's okay. But
We're
I
both taking heat.
think we'll move on before we get in trouble.
Yeah, sorry.
But so Damon basically goes after Wes after he attacks Tyler, finds Wes, almost rips his heart out, and proceeds to torture him and then kill him.
Yeah.
That did happen. Yes, that happened.
That look in his eye was insane.
Oh,
He cut the guy's eye out.
Damon was crazy for a minute. Like
Insane.
Crazy
We screamed.
face.
We
like
screamed.
I almost want to impersonate the face, but I know how stupid I'll look and no one will get it.
No,
so
probably not.
He just had that look in his eye and there was no mercy.
It's
no
like-
mercy.
yeah.
Wes had no chance.
It wasn't like if Wes had it was like, you're dead and I'm going to chop your eye out.
It wasn't even like, oh, I'm doing this for fun. Like when Damon shuts his humanity off and he just kills to kill. It was like, no, like I'm
He
going
was
to
probably
torture.
like taking selfies with like dead
Dead
Max.
Wes.
Do we think, though, because the point of doing what he did to Wes was in order to get a cure for himself? Do we think that maybe we just didn't see it and he accomplished that?
I hope he did, but I don't know.
Because if he did, then maybe he gives it to Elena and doesn't take it himself.
I would love
Question:
that.
Where were Dr. Max Westfield's gang
Travelers.
of travelers?
With
Where are
Enzo.
they?
With Enzo
Actually,
somewhere.
so now that you say that, I'm wondering like if the travelers will still be a problem. because they were loyal to Max because of what Maxfield was doing. Are they still loyal to the cause? Are they still going to try and do what he was doing?
Do they still want the dagger at some point?
I don't know.
They probably definitely want their dagger back, but they were with Max because they obviously the purpose of the Travelers is to kill the vampires, so they wanted to get all the vampires out. But I mean, that alliance is gone, but they still have doppelganger blood, and they're still gonna do something creepy.
Yeah, they still have to do something else. I'm
They'll
interested.
be back.
We've got a lot coming this season, I think, that we are really not prepared for.
No, we have like 7 episodes left, and I feel like how is that possible?
We have to start rewatching.
But so we have Matt and Nadia. This is another flashback, and she's talking to her. She talks to Matt about Catherine, and basically finds out where Catherine is through Matt. Isn't that what it seems like?
Well, when Nadia's talking to Matt?
Nadia, yeah.
Oh, you mean in the flashback?
Yeah, in the flashback.
Absolutely. And it's so interesting to see that flashback because it's from a different season. We've already seen
Last
flashback.
season, yeah.
That was really, it made me just think like, God damn it, Matt. Drink your vervain for breakfast. Like
Breakfast,
come
lunch,
on, man.
and dinner.
Yeah.
All day.
Like I get you think you have your bracelet on. What, man? Like, come on.
No, yeah.
But I kind of, you could almost tell in that moment too that she had a soft spot for Matt. Like she felt bad she was doing it to him, but she knew. You know.
She was like, "Oh, this cute guy,
little
this
guy.
poor guy, just hanging out with an original vamp.
He's just too old for it.
That's adorable. I'm gonna steal your stuff."
But I do like how she said you must really trust Rebecca because you have no vervain in your system and you're with an original vampire, which I liked because that does show how much Matt cared about Rebecca and like trusted her as a friend.
Okay, is not drinking vervain
Yes.
the equivalent of blacking out? You're so drunk.
If you're
Because
compelled,
if so, yeah, because you're compelled. Because if so, I understand the appeal of going to Europe and taking the vervain out of you.
Yeah. Okay.
If that's the equivalent, I'll give it to him. All right, Maddie.
it depends on what
He
what you do.
Yeah. What you do when you're blacked out.
If you're like, all right, time to forget or not.
But like, I don't know. I've done some really stupid things before. Like, I really, if I wasn't on vervain, it'd probably be better off just not remembering. But anyway,
Well, this is
my therapy session.
This is where Roxy talks about the things she thinks should.
We
go
have to hang out
differently.
more outside of AfterBuzz. Is all I just learned.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. She is quite crazy.
Party and vampires and party.
Okay.
And
Jesse, come back.
So that's when Stefan gets Nadia, takes her home, gives Catherine the choice. You guys thought what? She was going to run? She was going to stay? I mean, we kind of already talked about this, but I didn't really know what her game plan was. I didn't see her giving up easily, but that's what it seemed like at first.
Well, big kudos to Stefan. I think that he did a lot in a subtle way this episode. He brought a lot of things to Damon's attention. He let everyone take a stab at, no pun intended, getting Catherine to come back to the crowd, but in a very subtle way. And then, he ultimately did the dirty deed. So I feel like the way Stefan phrased it was kind of like, you can run or, you can come see your daughter for one last time. I think that was just like, it's me, Stefan, talking to you, Catherine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, I liked that.
I appreciated that too. And I thought she was going to run, but she didn't. And then she goes there, and I'm curious, once we know that she tries to run out, she can't run out because Damon's at the door. So once we know she's in there and she is going to be stabbed by somebody, was there any question in your guys' mind who was going to be doing the stabbing?
No.
The first thing I thought was like, she's got to go up through the fireplace or like get down to the cellar or something.
You thought she was gonna run.
I was thinking of other ways that she was going to try to run out.
After she tried the door, you mean?
Yeah, the fireplace. I don't know why I went there
She's like
first.
Santa in reverse. Like,
No, yeah, I was thinking this
No
is
presents.
poetic justice, and Stefan's going to kill her.
I was too, but what really hit me was even before Catherine made her decision, was the fact that everyone really stood there and like were trying to comfort Nadia. Matt was pretending to be Gregor and giving her, he was comforting her and saying he completely understood why she did what she did. And Bonnie was saying, it's not going to hurt. I'll be right there.
Because Nadia didn't really do anything.
Yeah, she did nothing wrong.
I mean, she did.
Well, she
did
did.
Yeah,
things
well,
wrong.
She was the one who was protecting, but they were like, it's her mom. We get why she claimed that it was Elena because
They would do this. Elena would do things like that for Jeremy if she had to. Like, there are things you just do for your family.
She was it was very obvious that Nadia was a good person.
yeah.
Yeah. But during that moment, I was
Or a good
really
vamp.
like, sad. I just felt so sad that Nadia was dying. And then Catherine does show up and she says her goodbyes. And I really enjoyed the way she did it because I loved how Nadia was basically saying all of these bad things about Catherine.
Totally.
She's manipulative. She's a murderer. She's deceitful. She betrays people. And she's saying all this, and Catherine's trying to show her that she's there for her for this one part of her life. And the fact that she was able to at least show her on her way out what it was like, then I liked that.
And she got to watch from a different perspective, but kind of more like you were saying at the top, Paige, too little, too late. Like, I mean, she's sitting there and she's showing all this outpour of love, and Nadia is slipping back into the past. Mm-hmm. And it's reminding us, like, listen, although this is a sad moment, we can't be deceived. We can't be sitting here feeling bad for Catherine because she is a murderer. She's a liar. She has killed. She has abused. She has run. She's a bad person.
And it was nice that Catherine, gave her that last scene in her head to kind of put her at ease, because that was her whole life, was wanting to have a connection with her mother. But still, it's kind of like also to Catherine's benefit a little bit, because Nadia was saying all these horrible things about her, and she's like, no, wait, like, you love me, remember? Like, remember me this way.
But you were right. It was incredibly sad, and I didn't realize how attached I was to Nadia until that moment.
True, because I found her kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And I was actually like, no, don't go.
Yeah, and they did a really beautiful job with it. And honestly, I had chills. I was like, oh.
It was just hard. It was hard to watch. You know what I mean? I feel like family dynamics, nobody has the perfect family. Everybody has weird relationships with one person or another in their family. And so knowing that these two had such a strained relationship, but Nadia fought so hard for her mom, it's so sad to see her at first going out and only remembering the bad things, like only remembering that she wasn't there and that she was a bad person. So as much as it is, I agree, too little too late, it doesn't make a difference. Just letting her go out with that little bit of peace, like the tiniest bit of peace, I enjoyed.
No, absolutely. And too little too late is better than nothing. Never at all. Exactly. So, I don't know. It was a very touching moment. And then when Catherine goes to say her goodbyes, that was kind of...
Like, what? How can you go from losing your daughter to being so bitchy?
I know. It was.
She actually cried and showed
turnaround.
so much emotion.
I know, and that was such a weird turnaround.
And said she loved her. Like, we never hear her say, like, that about anybody, really.
Other than Stefan.
But, like, her daughter, she's like, your mother loves you.
Yeah.
And then next second, you're like, oh, I did you a favor.
Who's going to kill the elusive Catherine Pierce?
I thought that it was really weird turnaround. It was really weird. And I thought that her goodbyes to everybody made perfect sense.
I loved them.
Other than, and not even that this didn't make sense, but just it was a weird thing what she said to Damon.
Ugh. It was.
She says, I'm sorry, but her sorry was such a not I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry you are who you are because I made you this way.
Yeah, she's like, I'm sorry you can't love because I taught you what love is.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I kind of liked that. It made Damon kind of make more sense to me. Like, I'm sorry you can't love because I taught you how to love. That just put some character behind Damon for me and kind of made him make a little bit more sense. Like, oh, maybe that's why he's always slipping up. Maybe that's why he tries to run from Elena even
because
though
Catherine
she wants
ran.
him. I think that I liked that she said that to him.
What I like too is that he's self-aware enough and he says, I'll see you in hell, Catherine. Like, not go to hell, Catherine. I'll see you there.
And I also think that maybe her saying that takes a little bit off of his shoulders. You know what I mean? Catherine's gone. Like, the person who he feels like created who he is and determines every move he makes in his life is no longer there. So he's in full control of everything he does.
Totally. And he also called her Kitty Cat, which I thought was kind of funny and cute.
Yeah, it was. And I don't know. And even what she said to Stefan at the end, like, it was you, it was always you. And
it was the best. It was a role of a lifetime.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she kisses him. He kisses her back for a second. And, it gives me chills. And then, boom.
Kills her.
Yeah.
Because what else was he going to do?
I think he was over her, honestly.
I think he was been over her.
Yeah, I don't think he would ever have gotten back with Catherine. The sex thing just happened. And
he has been over her since she was an alleged tomb vamp. Like, he has been over her, and now that she has tricked him again, like, I know you guys even that they hooked up that, like, one time after being locked in the safe, like,
yeah.
I think that was a super, super weak moment for Stefan. and he showed some compassion for her, like be like a compassion that you would just show another civilian.
But and she was dying at that point too. Like she was on her way out
when she was going to commit suicide, and she jumped off the clock tower, and he saved her, and he was like, "Suck it up, you're Catherine Pierce." I think that's just him being like, "Okay, respect. You're a vamp, so am I. Like, no hard feelings, but I don't like you."
I know you guys think I'm psycho, but I don't think she's dead. I think she's coming back, and I think she ends up with Stefan. I don't care.
Okay, I don't.
I think Catherine and Stefan end up together. I just do.
What?
I don't endgame see that because she just got sucked into thin air. I don't know where she went. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it'll be explained. And if she comes back, fantastic, because I think her character is insane. I think she's amazing.
When she comes back, I think she's a changed person, and I think it takes
the rest of the show. But then
why
would we like her? If she was a changed person,
she ends up with Stefan. She ends up with Stefan.
If she's a changed person, then she's Elena, then we don't need her.
No, she's not Elena. She's Catherine. She's got that edgy Catherine, but
she's nicer. I mean,
no, yeah, I'm telling you guys, just wait and see.
Well, can we also?
I do write for the show, so.
Oh gosh,
that was a lie. That was a blatant lie.
I did love. We're kind of backtracking a little. She said to Matt, she's like, "Oh, Maddie Blue, you're the best night I never had."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, so
isn't
cute.
he the best night none of us ever had?
Exactly.
Yeah, because remember, we like good guys now.
But he also had a great moment when, they're like, Jeremy says, they said to go bury her in the woods. And he says, no, she deserves better than that. Like, he truly had a connection with Nadia, which also, it was like, you go from feeling sad Nadia died, and then being like, oh, Catherine's going to die, and you kind of get excited. And then you have that moment with Matt, and it's so sad again. This whole episode was just a roller coaster of emotions.
Absolutely. And now at the very end of it, your feelings are down, and then you feel like, okay, I'm ready to let go. And then... That was the sound of the suction of...
Yeah.
Well, before we even get the suction, though, we find out that she has basically injected Elena with the venom that they took out of Nadia's blood. My question is, did he make that venom with was he planning on stabbing Damon with that, which I think he was, because he said it enhanced the Ripper effect and made it stronger, more powerful. Does it have the same strain of whatever that Damon originally had, or does it just have the hybrid stuff in it?
I think it's the same stuff that Damon's been injected in, but it has like a new formula in it that makes it stronger.
So Elena's now going to be stronger than Damon is.
Yeah, but it also looks like she's on some ecstasy and stuff from what we've seen in the previews. Did you see her like dancing on the tables like free as a bird?
I just think that she is back and she's alive again, and now she has this new, it's like becoming a vampire for the first time, but a vampire who eats,
Yeah.
So she's got this thing going on.
But before we see her come back, Stefan and Damon are looking at her, asleep, and they're like, Stefan's basically like, what are you going to do? And Damon fesses up that he's going to tell her everything, because he looks to Catherine and he was like, Catherine spent her entire life running from her problems only to end up here in this house dead and alone.
And I'm not going to be another Catherine Pierce.
I love that, because I feel like this is the shift we've needed all along. Damon keeps going back and forth, good and bad, good and bad. Like, there has to be something more concrete than just Elena to make him want to be a better person. And I think watching Catherine basically lose it all was what he needed.
I agree. I think that could be the turning point.
That and the combination of hitting absolute rock bottom and eating other vampires.
And I think that Catherine's had a control over Damon his entire life, human and vamp.
Yeah. But so we go from that, before Elena even wakes up, that's the whole situation between Bonnie and Catherine. Bonnie at first is like, I don't get what's happening. Like, why isn't she going through me? If I were her, I would have been like, crap, she's alive.
Yeah. I was looking at her and I was... Sure.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, is she still like a human? Like, why is she not a spirit? I was so confused.
But she showed up where Bonnie was, so I was like, okay, no, something happened. But why? Like, I don't understand what's happening.
But Bonnie was like, I don't make the decisions. And she was like, well, who does? Who does?
Yeah, who does?
Is it the original clan of witches?
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's the spirits on the other side that...
It's the universe, too. Everything's, like, tied to the moon and whatever.
You know who I bet knows? The fans. They have to know. You guys
you
know.
guys tell
We
us
know
Who makes the decisions to go?
You
to
guys
the
really
other
make the
side?
decisions, but who's making the decisions on the show? I
Because
know you guys know.
If they believe in heaven and hell and all of that, here's the thing. Bonnie's lighting a candle for her father, which was extremely sad as well. And then Catherine says, I've been around long enough to know that doesn't exist. Like, there's no, like, higher power. But then she gets sucked into the sky, and it's like, well, then what was that? Because you were supposed to go to the mythical side.
Well, also we have to get into this like venom thing that she stabbed herself with because she is so crazy. This is not the first time that we've heard her say, I'm sick of Elena living the life I always
pity
wanted.
party.
But that's
Pity
exactly
party.
those are exactly the words that she was saying when she was attacking Elena before Elena shoved the cure down her throat. So she's obviously harping on this like I think that Catherine is obsessed with being Elena. She hates Elena so much because she simply wants to be her. She's obsessed with her compassion, her humanity, all the things that she wanted, but I don't think she had a choice to have in life because she was always running.
But Elena is just the better version of Catherine. She is technically Catherine's doppelganger. So without Catherine or Amara,
Catherine 2.0, yeah.
there would never be an Elena. And so how would you feel knowing you have such a rough life and you kind of suck pretty hard, and then you see this girl who's got everything you always wanted? I mean, I would probably hate her too, but with everything that's happened, you would think she could look in the mirror and say, no, it's not Elena, it's me.
But you know what? I think that, in my opinion, true love, a lot of it is selfless. And I would hope that if I knew I was going to die and I was in love with somebody, so in love with them, I would want them to end up with somebody. If I knew I couldn't be there somebody, I would want them to end up with somebody. I really would hope that I would believe that. And Catherine is the kind of person who's like, that's not real love to me, I don't think. If you can't be with me,
I'm sure
then
it's not real love between her. Like,
no, I think she is, but I think she's so messed up as a person right now that she's not even.
She doesn't get how love works.
Yeah,
like,
she
that's
doesn't
not
get
how
it.
it works. You can't just keep them alone forever because you can't be with them.
Yeah,
That's
you can't
not,
compel love. You can't trick them into loving you.
No.
But she didn't even care. She was just at that point where she didn't care. She just wanted Stefan.
But it's sad, and I'm really interested to see where this storyline goes because Elena wakes up and Damon's you can see the light in his eyes, and he's like, "Is it you?" And it is, but it has
Catherine, and she left the syringe in her jacket. Like, find this. Happy birthday, biatch. I injected you with some crap.
What?
I mean, happy birthday to Bonnie. Like, here,
Sure.
I did this to your best friend.
Anyone, yeah. Happy birthday, anyone.
Happy birthday, but I can't get over that line. Bon, no need for goodbyes.
I guess there were need for goodbyes.
Yeah,
though.
because that girl got sucked away pretty hard. But I'm interested to see where it goes. So, any other thoughts on this episode?
No, but I do want to give a shout out to Sarah Figueroa. She is so awesome. She's a huge fan. She hits us up on Twitter. And she actually wants us to discuss what we think. Because the point that she was trying to make this week on Twitter was what do we think Elena feels for Damon right now? Because we never really got closure before Catherine inhabited her body. So we don't know how she feels about Damon
Because he dumped her.
Because he dumped her, and then she was kind of in the dumps. But so she just wants to know what we think Elena, before she was Catherine, feels about Damon.
I think that's a good segue into predictions.
totally,
actually. Yeah.
totally.
So we will hop into predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Got additional
Heads will
noise.
roll. Heads will roll.
Bum, bum, bow.
I really appreciate you.
Oh, somebody just tweeted and said, well, not just recently, but Arch Nino said from earlier, I think the new witch found a new teacher. So that's something for predictions. Do we think that she's learning from someone else?
No, I think she's just getting cocky.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like where there's one witch, there's more. Where there's one witch, where there's one witch, there's another. And so
Where
I
there's
think
a witch, there's a way?
there's a witch, there's a way, there's a bunch of witches somewhere.
Yeah.
Along that way.
But I think she's gonna
Where
play
there's
a
a leaf, there's a branch, on a tree. That's my witch metaphor.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
It makes sense in my head.
I think my one prediction is I think she's going to play a big role moving forward. I think she's somehow, Liv is going to be a big character. And maybe if we lose Enzo, we get Liv. I don't know. We need a witch. She's going to be our witch.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to develop, but I'm excited to see that. As far as Elena goes, I think she still loves Damon.
Yeah. So my thought on it is I think that Elena was super butthurt and shouldn't have time to process. the whole breakup, and I think that she was still at the point where she didn't understand why Damon was doing what she was doing. And if I know Elena, which I think I do, she was thinking of a way that she could save him and make him come back. So that's how I think she feels about Damon right now.
Here's my question. When she is in Catherine, or when Catherine's in her, does she know what's going on? Like, is she present?
No.
So she has no idea what's taking place.
No, that's why those travelers did that extra
They make you black out.
spell.
I just didn't know if she, like, got the information.
No, because remember, she was kind of present and was kind of trying to break through, and then they did that extra spell.
No, I know.
To give
I
her
just didn't
permanent
know
control.
if, like, somehow she, like, was seeing what was happening, but, like, couldn't, like...
No, I think that she's just, like...
Okay, so that makes it different for me. I think... I agree. She hasn't processed it yet, but as we see in the preview, she's going to be trying to fix Damon. There's a kiss of some sort, which I'm very excited about. I just want them back together. I'm sick and tired of her not being her, and I don't know.
I just think that when we hear her in predictions saying, he's saying, well, stop loving me, and she's saying, I can't stop loving you. I think he's trying to convince her, like, look what I did without you, and she's saying, honey, I know you. I know exactly what you would do when I left, if I left, and you did, and it's okay.
Well,
like, I'm hoping, because I don't want to go through the whole drama again of him being like, but don't, and her being like, but I do.
Typical Elena, always forgiving anything. Like, literally, you could do anything to her and she would forgive you. But I think the travelers are still going to come into play, so I think that they're going to come back. I think Elena is going to be kind of crazy, and they're going to try to figure out how to rein her back in.
Yeah.
Are we dropping Stefan and Caroline?
Oh my gosh!
Well, I was gonna say
we're gonna drop that, but we
have to talk more about that.
I think that Tyler and I think that they're gonna hook up. I think that Caroline said, "Get over it or get out of my life. I'm done feeling guilty." Which, amen, sister. Like
she had to.
That's so ridiculous.
She had to.
When people make you feel guilty over and over for something that you've done. You made a mistake.
She says, "You did this. You bit this girl. You killed this girl, and nobody does anything."
And all she did was sleep with Klaus. Like she didn't marry him. She didn't have his babies.
No, sleeping with Klaus is messed up, but it's not as messed up.
That's
some
the
of the things
Caroline
he does.
that we love. That's why we like Caroline
one.
as a vampire, because she's awesome.
She says, I have the same effing urges as you. Like,
and she's like, it's not,
oh my gosh.
It's not easy to be nice. Like, I have to work at it too. And I also just love when we talk in terms of Vampire Diaries, like, oh, this person's good, this person's bad. They have all killed people. They have all done bad things. They've all done things they regret. So who is to say who's the worst, who's the best? And for Tyler to even for a second think Caroline's not a good person and to make her feel lower than low makes me angry, because before she slept with Klaus, which was her one weakness, she stood by him and fought for him, and he left her time and again. So I was loving that scene.
Yeah, me too. When it comes to predictions about Catherine, so I'm just looking, my Twitter's blowing up right now. You guys are amazing. Thank you. But H.H. Alserhan, sorry if I butchered your name, but he says maybe Catherine got pulled back to her body because of the spell they cast when she was in Elena's body. What do you guys think about that? What are the chances that somehow she got pulled back into her body because of the spell that was cast over her or whatever, that we don't even know the full extent of the power of the travelers?
I don't know. I think that was just...
I think that one body really had to die for her to be able to get into another one.
Yeah.
Do you think another body could magically like appear around
another
her?
doppelganger, maybe?
Oh, there's probably one somewhere in
bodies
Russia.
on bodies, right? Yeah,
that country's huge.
I don't know. Any final predictions?
I do think that Caroline and Tyler are going to hook up, because I don't think he has anything else going for him in Mystic Falls. And so she said, get over it or get out. I think he's going to choose get over it. And then I think that Liv is going to hit on Jeremy some more.
Yeah,
we're
Liv's going to cause drama.
A little witch
fight.
Yeah.
It's about to be a what?
Witch fight.
Ooh, I love you guys.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys keep the conversation going on iTunes, YouTube, comment, leave us. Oh, we've got a song.
You got me, oh.
This is one of the songs you guys sang, right?
No, I don't think so,
actually. But that's
don't really care. That's fine.
These headphones make me sound like a better singer.
Ooh, then I wonder what you sound like with that. No.
Yeah, it's so bad.
You're fabulous.
Well, you guys let us know if you think Megan's a better singer with, or well, you don't know without. She's pretty good.
Can't help it.
Pretty good. Can't help it.
Girl can't help it.
Oh, baby.
I think we're done with our show.
I think we have to be. I think the singing has to stop, and we'll see you guys next week. But tweet me at Paige Sullivan, and also tweet at AfterBuzz TV.
Yeah, and tweet at me anytime at the Bow Wow Gal, because I blog about dogs, and on Instagram, Meagan Medick.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Roxy Striar.
So until next time, we will keep singing, and we will see you then.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.